Hey guys, this is Tai of Tai Chem.
And this is Ashley Miller, founder of Koi3.
And this is Series of Conversations. Hey guys, it is April. It's April, right? This is our first podcast of the fourth month. We're technically in the, second quarter of the year. And we're here with episode 6.
I know. Easter has come and gone, or came and gone. And I definitely, first time back in church since pandemic.
Ooh.
So last time would have meant I was with you. We probably did. We probably did CCC more than a year ago, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it was weird kind of being in church because you know how Florida is. They ain't got
no mask.
So my aunt, I have family down here, so I decided to spend Easter with my aunt, uncle, cousins. And so we did church in the morning and then had like family dinner. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of weird being in there. I was like, as much as we do so much in the pandemic too, in terms of trying to live our lives in certain types of ways, so we're around people. I think this was the biggest crowd that I've been in closed spaces where it's like doors are closed and
scary.
It was a little scary.
Like, church and everything, like, it's not supposed to be scary, but that is a little scary.
I know.
Like, I feel like I'll be looking for like the next, like the open window or something. No, that's really nice, honestly, because I miss church. I miss like gatherings. I miss a lot of stuff. And like, this Easter I wasn't able to attend church just for, I'll go into that in a couple episodes, but the girl's quarantining and she is not liking it. But all for safety reasonings. But this Easter wasn't the same. Didn't get to wear my like pastel colors and all that. But we just thank God, and I'm just happy that a lot of people were able to be in gatherings like with their family, especially because it's been a tough year. Like it's been a tough year, but
it's weird a little bit because so I don't know about you, but I got my first text from a friend being like, "Oh, I'm having a birthday thing, and I already got my doses of vaccine.
What about you?
Yours?" And I was like,
"No, it's and it's
different conversations,
it's personal, but it's also like if I say I don't got it, you're gonna tell me I can't come. Like that's what
I'm thinking, because I'm like, okay, y'all been risking it till this vaccine came. Don't act like y'all ain't had these gatherings before this, but now it's like, do you got the vaccine? Do you got the vaccine? And which is such a weird thought, because honestly, it's like, well, if you got the vaccine, you the one that's Gucci. Why are you worried about?
True, they're not. Listen, I think what a lot of people, even in New York, what we've been talking about is like, okay, if you got your vaccine, we can hang out. That's how it's been, because it's like, we can't, quote unquote, because again, everything that's coming about this vaccine is like new information, like every day, every result. But it's like everybody that got like a vaccine card, they're like, oh, let's hang out, barbecue over here.
I'm like, so we'll see. I know we have our differences, and we were going to do a podcast on it. We might still do one.
We might, but I think this is going to be post, because Ashley and I are having conversations offline about this. And it was,
so at the test of time right now, I don't have mine, but things may change.
Actually think about it.
A little bit, because I'm like, the questions is pressuring me. And then Ange and Wycliffe, aka my parents, both done got it, but they both have reactions. And I'm just like, if I'm made from you, that means, and then my dad, he tried to ease my pain. Then we gonna stop talking about the vaccine after this.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not even on topic. But my dad tried to ease my pain by being like, well, ask your mom which one she got, because I got the Pfizer. So if she got the Pfizer, then maybe you should take the Moderna. Okay. And then so I got her a 3-way, and I was like, Mommy, which one did you take? And she's like, the Moderna. I was like, oh.
Listen, there is a third one, but
reactions. They both had chills and fevers.
It's true.
And I'm like, and if I'm of you, that means your girl gonna show out.
It's true. But listen, I can send you a link. There is options. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care for the Johnson Johnson, even though it is one. It is
I
one.
wanted the one hitter quitter, but now they talking about the Johnson, so
The
I'm like,
effectiveness is like, it's like, what's the point of getting it if it's not even 50%? It's not saying that's not 50%, but we could go into that. Honestly, like that podcast
we
will
done
require a
derailed.
lot of
Sorry, guys. We gonna come
information.
back. We gonna come back now. But y'all do y'all thing. Do your
Exactly.
research, and we'll see y'all on the other side.
We'll
Whatever
see on
side
the other
they gonna
side. She
be
like, we'll see y'all. See, Ashley talking about like the get together party side. Oh, that's just saying. But
on.
no,
What is the
yes,
real topic of today?
yes, guys, it is not vaccines today, even though we had noted that in a couple of podcasts away. But today's podcast is called Define Your Joy.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a different name at first, but it definitely, condensed down to this title. And this podcast title definitely came to me in the middle of the night, or should I say morning. I've been
Ooh,
having these, these I wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock periods very often recently. And I spoke to a friend about it. And actually, after speaking to a friend, the algorithm starts pushing videos and content your way that says like, you're up at this time because of this. And I actually watched one of them, and this guy kind of pointed at, oh, this is your time to kind of like, take notes and see what comes to your mind at that time. And then I went straight to the comments because that's what everybody does. And everybody was like, that is your time to talk to God. And I know we're
love
very
that.
both, Ashley and I are very spiritual, religious people. And yeah, that was my time to talk to God. And that day, so a friend had reached out to me and was telling me she, the same thing, going through the same thing, and that I should join this clubhouse group that they pray at 3 o'clock in the morning. And
What?
guess
I
what?
love that.
I was actually gonna send it to you, but I was like, I don't know if Ashley's up, and I was like, I don't want to disturb her
Now
sleep.
send me that. I be hitting the 3 a.m. too.
It was so amazing. And the girl brought up something about joy, and like, I think it was just something that I was like, she was like, even like just aligning yourself with things that make you happy and joyful is it was just one line. She wasn't even focused on that topic, and it just stuck with me, and I wrote it down. And ever since then, I was yeah. But ever since then, I'm not gonna lie, I joined it that day, and ever since then, I've been sleeping until 6 o'clock. I don't know what's happening, but
Praise God. You talk to
I've
God.
been healed. But yes, so that's how the podcast came to mind. And what I want Ashley and I to both do is kind of like just say to each other, like, what do we define our joy as, or like what do we find joy in? Oh, we could even start off with our definitions, and then I'll give the formal definition. So, what's your definition of joy, Ashley?
Ooh.
Let's
I
start.
would say in this time of my life, I really look at joy as defining it as either big or small, and where I'm
Mhm.
at in that day, giving me peace
Okay.
and happiness, just that feeling of security. Um, that has been me defining like what joy means to me. And then
Okay.
usually it encompasses things that I like
Mm.
and family and like, those types of experiences. So if I was to list them out, it'd be like, those different elements that I want.
Sorry. I said because I looked at your nails and I was like, that color is so nice.
Well, you know what?
Sorry.
See that? No, that's part of a joy because last night your girl. So those who don't
Nice.
see us, your girl got on this little lilac,
Lilac purple. It's like
real cute.
different. Yeah.
Yes. And my sister for Christmas, she had bought me like a little, she made like a self care box for
Yes.
me, and she put nail polishes in it. And
Okay.
so now I try to like change it up
Mm.
sometimes. And last night I put it on, and really it has been bringing me joy all this morning. I literally been
Listen,
looking at it and been like, this is such a
it
pretty
definitely
color.
brought me joy. Honestly, like, yeah, that's a nice color. But you see, like, look at that. But for me, I wrote mine down, because I can't think off head sometimes. But to me, joy means like an abundance of happiness, and I was attributing it to either a material thing or a non-physical, like non-physical things or non-materialistic things, because definitely during this pandemic, things has changed for me. And I think those things, even if it's physical or non-physical, could evoke like this feeling of joy in my life. So yeah.
Love
But
that.
according to Webster Dictionary, we got to give it to Webster. The
Okay.
emotion, joy is the emotion evoked by well being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. And then the other definition he gave was the state of happiness or cause of delight. And I was just like, okay, okay, that like that definitely makes sense. But what I was while I was reading, because there was like a list, and I'm
Mhm.
like, joy, we could define our own joy and what it means to us, because we just defined what it means to us, because we know what it feels like to be joyous or joyful.
Right.
So yeah, it's nice to have the definition, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense
No,
though.
I love like even that part of just defining what it means to you, because
Hmm.
I honestly think it changes
Definitely.
through the seasons and chapters that you are in your life. I mean, what do you even feel like was something that was like big joy for you before, and now
Girl.
pandemic has hit and you're like,
And you probably aligned to some of them with me, because we was out here in those streets. Let me stop. But
child.
honestly, like one of the major ones was parties. I enjoyed like not even it's like it's I enjoyed going, but I felt so much joy in going to them. And not saying that I'm not gonna enjoy them, when we vaccinated and stuff. But just hinting. But I felt like, yeah, going out, having a good time was things that made me joyful. And honestly, now silence sometimes brings me joy. Silence and peace of like I have a list of things, but yeah, that was one thing. And another thing was wine. I don't drink as much as I used to this year and last year, but that was something that, I used to enjoy. Not calling myself an alcoholic, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
no.
that was something I really enjoyed beforehand. And I don't really find, it's nice to have, but it's not something that is like on my top list anymore. How
Yeah,
about
no.
you?
Literally, we have alliance, especially because
Hmm.
we was doing those things together. So, like,
Yeah.
honestly, loved us a rooftop party, everything people
Everyday
in the
people.
summer, like just those types of vibes. Even like my other friends, we would be on the, I don't even know. I would leave my house like, God, 1 o'clock
Girl.
in the morning and not get back until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We would be like going to the different lounges in Brooklyn that we love,
Hmm.
that are sadly
It's
no
sad.
longer there.
Yeah.
But it was joy, and not to say that it still can't be like you said, but I think just what I was talking about before is perspective changes, life changes.
Yeah.
And for me, first of all, I would be stressed as hell if I went to half of those places right now. Yes, I would enjoy
Girl.
them, but especially in the vicinity of where they are,
Yes.
they ain't bringing me that type of vibe no more. But I
No.
will say, even with the drinking for you, it's
Hmm.
the same with me. I decided for March to not do like a
Yeah.
dry March, and I didn't drink for the whole of March. And honestly, because of like how I deal with anxiety, as well as just trying to be at you know, an optimum level in my
Hmm.
life, I realized that like my mom had asked me the question when I was getting closer to ending my month, and she's like, "So like, how do you feel? Do you feel like less anxious?" And I was like, "I still have my anxious like moments, but I
Hmm.
do think that they were heightened a lot more when I was drinking." So
Okay.
now, honestly, I'm back. Obviously, April, and I have had like a little happy hour with a friend and stuff, but I'm not
Hmm.
at the point of really wanting to drink that much anymore, only
Okay.
because it's shifted for me what brings me joy and what brings me happiness. And what brings me
Hmm.
happiness and joy now is like being able to get up in the morning and not feeling no type of sluggish. Like I
I
could
love
go do
that.
a whole workout, you know what I mean? If
Yes.
I really want to, or just getting
Hmm.
up and being like, what we doing today? And or not even feeling like drunk or hungover or
Yeah.
any of that stuff. Like that stuff is not necessarily where I want to be right now. Not to say your girl ain't gonna
Listen.
still have her prosecco.
Listen, Ashley needs to be sponsored by a freaking Prosecco company. If I probably could Google some brands and be like, I know this brand, she knows this one. Listen.
But it's true. Like those things are, it's a world of difference now for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually more focusing on self care
So
too.
true. That is so true. It's so funny because I like even thinking about some of the things that because like the pandemic has definitely changed my life in terms
Yeah.
of made me align myself with different things, made open my eyes to new things. Just even open my eyes to new experiences and things that I want in my life. I think, those that the pandemic changed a lot of things for a lot of people,
Yeah.
but it has definitely improved some aspects of my life. I'm not going to credit the pandemic to being like, oh yeah, it has proven,
Facts.
you
I'm
know.
very like iffy in saying that
I
too, like how you
know
are, because I feel so bad of,
people that,
now at like
yeah,
400,000 deaths, and and people, and I know people
more than
personally
that.
who have lost
Mhm.
lives and who've even went through it, because my mom was
Mhm.
like on some flat out, right? So
Mhm.
it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, because I
Yeah.
didn't have to necessarily deal with that by the grace of God, but I
Mhm.
am using this as a gauge to really check myself and to
Mhm.
really define what makes me happy and what makes me at peace. And so doing things now like meditation, doing things like I'm doing this dope mega lit Miami, y'all check
Okay.
them out. It's like I guess it's like Pilates, but they say they're not Pilates. They say they're like, I think it's Legrere or something. But it's
Interesting.
like
Okay.
these machines that stretch you and pull
Are there
you.
like a reformer? You should double check.
Yes,
Yes, that reformers Pilates is. Listen, I think right before the
girl.
pandemic, I was looking into like studios that do that. You should check Row House too if they have that out there.
I
But
will, because baby, let me tell you, your
girl,
girl will sweat and it will be the hardest workout ever. But I feel so accomplished and so good after I'm done. And
mm-hmm.
I go to their 7 a.m. class. So that adds like another
Ooh,
layer on it, because your girl be like
yes,
out here in the morning.
and
And it's like those small things
yep,
are so much more of an impact in my life now versus I did do them before. Like, that I
yeah,
worked out and stuff
but
like that.
it's
Just that
different.
time. It's
Yeah,
different.
because it's also like you're, running to work, doing all this, I think, and then by the end of the day, you're exhausted. It's like you're starting your day on a higher note. Like you're choosing to do this because you want to, and
Yeah.
it again brings you joy. I like look at I'm in quarantine right now, basically, and I know the whole country's on quarantine, but like a different kind of quarantine, and I'll explain
So, like,
later.
are we leaving like, are we leaving the
No.
room?
Oh yeah, I'm leaving the room. I'm leaving the room. I
Oh,
leave the room, wear a mask in the house. It's because I live with my family. But
yeah.
it's tough, and especially because I started going back to the gym like 2-3 months ago with my partner, with like my friend, and we work out, get that in. So when I had to stop that, like I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like last year March when we had to be in the house for like months. But what I noticed was like, yo, let me just continue the same thing I was doing while I go to the gym. So every morning I get my workout in, at least like I try to do an hour. Like this morning, you should have seen me. I put on Vicks on my stomach. I put my waist trainer on, not my waist trainer, but my waist trimmer. And I was like, we gonna sweat. And like with house
So
workouts,
the sticks make you like you put, what is that?
girl,
Make you sweat.
it makes
Oh,
you sweat a little more. Like I was too hot,
oh.
but it makes you sweat a little more. And I need that midsection. I got that 19 need to go away. And I was sweating. And like with home workouts, it's like I feel like I don't sweat as much in the house compared
Yeah.
to the gym. But these like last couple of days, I've been sweating because I've been working it. I'm like, listen, when I get back to that gym, I don't want to feel no difference in the
Yeah.
workout. But
Yeah.
we could transition. So I'm talking a lot today, but
No, girl, we like each other. Don't do
we
that.
let's transition into like defining, I guess, three things that personally bring us joy, and then we could share to the listeners how we could bring joy in our lives no matter what.
Yeah. Three things that bring me joy right now. Whew, I have so much more, but you know,
Three things.
but right now that comes to my head is first myself, in
Hmm.
terms of what I do to truly keep myself aligned and at peace. Meditation is like literally, I write a to-do list pretty much every day on the things I need to get done.
Okay.
Um, and it usually has at the beginning workout, meditate, and then every other
Hmm.
thing I have to do. And so it's important for me to do that, to keep myself together, and prayer, my time with God, like all of that is encompassed together.
Okay.
And then family, man. I think I've gotten so many text messages or DMs about how happy I look. I don't know what your girl was looking like in New
Girl.
York, but she must
Oh
have been looking crazy because
my
I
gosh.
swear I get so many text messages like, "You look
I'm so
so
happy
happy,"
about that.
and it's really because, granted, I know, and I struggle with this as I get older. Like, we're not
Hmm.
always going to be around like our family, and
Hmm.
but my family is just so important to me, and I try to make so many memories with them. So the
Hmm.
fact that I don't now have to take necessarily a whole
Right.
plane
Yes.
to get there, it's amazing to be able to just be like, oh, and I've been hanging out with my cousin so much more than I've
Hmm.
ever had in my life. So it's like we're doing stuff on the weekends and
Yeah.
group chats, friends, and then obviously Angela Wycliffe and Chelsea is the ride or dies. Okay, so like my dad has a golf tournament coming up. I'm
Hmm.
gonna be able to go up there to see
Nice.
him. Like it's just been so amazing to be able to have stronger connections with my family, and it brings
Hmm.
me at ease knowing that I'm a little bit closer to them.
Yeah.
um, and then lastly, brings me joy, child. I have to say, so I cut back on the cable because
Okay.
when I first
It's
moved,
not
it was like
needed.
mad expenses, and then I was like, but I've always had cable. Like I've never
Hmm.
not had cable, so it was really weird. But I have like the whole streaming services and stuff, so I have
Yes.
Netflix and all that stuff. And so I actually wore this shirt with Tupac, Poetic
Oh.
Justice, because it brings me joy to watch different movies or shows.
Hmm.
So, and I seek out the romance. I love a
Girl.
little romance in my life.
Listen, I don't know if you watch a little hood romance, but sometimes I be loving that on Netflix.
the hood romance, the little cute little white people movies that
Yes,
I
Lifetime.
love, Lifetime, all of that stuff. So it's good to just give myself one, especially because I work at home a lot more now.
Hmm.
Even when I'm shopping for clients,
Hmm.
I'm like on the screen looking and scrolling through all of these stores to find clothes.
Yeah.
So when I feel like I've just had enough of the computer, I will like just do some aimless like watching TV that's mind what do they say mindless TV,
Okay,
and
yeah.
you can just like listen to it and
Like back, yeah. I
yeah,
call it like being background TV. There's shows
yeah,
that I watch in the background and stuff. But that's I love that. And I even like
yeah.
how you ended it off with something that's like, like some people like don't even, like I think I wrote a note about how sometimes we need to find what actually brings us joy. So whenever we're in those down moments, and I guess that's something we could bring up in terms of how we bring joy into our life. But I
So what is
definitely
yours? Oh, sorry.
bring up,
Go ahead.
but that's something that I definitely think if you bring stuff like that into your life, whenever you're down, you could just like, pop that in and it makes you feel much better. But for
Mhm.
me, one thing that brings me joy is like peace of mind. I think um we're constantly moving so much that sometimes it's like we're always thinking about like the next thing, or like, constantly thinking about people, constantly thinking about where we gotta go, all this stuff. And during the pandemic, like of course it's not, there's no peace of mind when you're thinking about what's going on outside, but I think being able to like process things and being able to be like, okay, I'm at peace now, I'm gonna calm down. Like I have this thing where I like start thinking, I could think about something initially, and then I start thinking where I get to this place of like stress, and it could happen instantly in like a minute.
Yeah.
And I just step back, calm down, and it's like try to have this instant moment of peace of mind. And like, of course, our life doesn't allow us to have peace of mind because there's things that's actually happening constantly. But I try to get that peace of mind if I can, like once a day. Like, and that peace of mind consists of like relaxing, silence. Like, I love this thing of silence and playing white noise in the background. But that's just something for me. My second one is family. Of course I live with my family, but I think during the pandemic allowed us to connect in a different way. It's like, yo, you can't hang out with your friends, but like, yo, you gonna hang out with daddy. You gonna hang, let me not say like, you gonna hang out with daddy or mommy today. And I definitely
Yes.
feel like, even like connection with my brother and my sister, we definitely like connected on a new level. It's like, now I'm saying we playing games and stuff, and we definitely give each other our space, but we definitely like connected in a new way. I think it's like, it's so it's so powerful to say like, you have a, like of course, it's nice to be connected with cousins and all this stuff, but to have a strong,
Immediate
foundation of a
connection.
like a family is very important to me, and even my future. So like it's nice to kind of practice that with my family. So I'm just very happy and grateful for that. And the last thing that brings me joy is like creativity, and it's in any type of manner and way that I could do it.
Girl,
Um,
that's amazing. Why I didn't think about that
yes.
one. Good.
No, but it's so funny because it's like in everything I like. I think what I've also learned this year, I think like the year before, I was like, oh, I want to be a creative. I want to do this. No. And now what I'm learning is like if in everything I do, oh, shoot. Okay. In everything I do, I can be creative. Like I recently did a video for one of the applications I'm submitting, and it was like a video of one thing that makes you unique. And I was like, yo, my creativity. And I started dropping all the things I do. And, you know, just
Amazing.
being able to align yourself and like not even align yourself, but show that yo, I'm creative. This is what I do. Even if it doesn't like if it's not to like the outside world labeled as creative, it's fine because it's you expressing your creativity. So that is what brings me joy. And even taking a bomb selfie and posting on Instagram and everybody be like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. That brings me joy. But I guess we're gonna go into this last section of how we can bring joy into our lives no matter what. So you know what, Ashley, you and I, you could drop one tip, I could drop one tip, and then we could close
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I would say how you can bring joy in your life is really jotting down the things that make you happy. Like one time I did a meditation and it was like visualize a really happy point in your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had visualized a couple of things. Like I visualized being in, I think it was St. Lucia. And at one time, like we did a catamaran type thing and
Mm-hmm.
we did diving off of the middle of the water. And
Yeah.
I just remember like looking up and like the lush mountains were like all around
Oh,
me, girl. And it was like so beautiful. And
that's so
so
sweet.
for me, water is a big connection. Living in Florida now, and I haven't been doing it as much, but this conversation even has reminded me is
Mm-hmm.
like doing things that I love, like going by the beach or just taking
You
a
ain't trying to go
walk.
by that beat.
Well,
I'm
not
messing with
South Beach, the
you.
you know
Okay, okay. The beat.
the cute beaches that nobody be at, okay? Because I ain't going to South Beach. But like going, I did kayaking a couple weeks ago, like just
Mm-hmm.
doing, and even when you're in the cold, like doing small things. One thing I did, I went to Target, and that $3 lime,
Yes.
they have this cute little crochet type thing that you
Okay.
can make. It's like a pineapple, and I have it because I'm gonna sit out on my balcony one day and like just
Mm-hmm.
do the crochet. And it's like
Yeah.
small little jolts of joy that you can do to just really bring a full circle of your life so that you're not just stressed about work, stressed
Yeah.
about the things that are not happening in your life or whatever the case may be, stressed about a
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, and like just
True.
bringing those little jolts that can bring ease to your life.
I really love that. And yeah, that I love that, Ashley. Thank you. And for me, I think what I one of my suggestions is like, during those tough times I kind of pointed out earlier, taking like what is it? Taking note of what brings you happiness. Ashley kind of said it just now, but like align yourself that brings you joy, peace, enjoyment. For me, I said pure silence brings me only sometimes, not too much, but pure silence brings me joy. Even my bath time, I make it a spa experience. I don't
Ooh,
take a bath, but I take a shower. But the way I do it, girl, I drop those peppermint aromatherapy drops in the shower, and um,
yes.
you put that speaker in the bathroom, play spa music on Apple Music, and play it, and it feels like a whole type of experience. Mind you, you could do it once a week and it feels like a whole type of experience. So do things that, make you happy, just like Ashley said, and align yourself with things that bring you peace and enjoyment, which would definitely extend you hopefully into that joy period. And I bet you there's much other things. But yes,
And
guys, we
don't
hope you.
force it. Like it
Oh
don't got
yeah,
the yacht trips, the
so
hotels,
true.
the this, that, and the other. Like, don't force it.
Mhm.
I always say like start small in anything that you do, and then you
Mhm.
can graduate to like the bigger the Tulum trips everybody take, all
Girl.
that other stuff. But really, joy
Yeah.
should be an everyday thing. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I'm in here, I have a dance party when I'm breaking from doing work. Like
I
it's
love
not
that.
something that is just like conditional to like once a week or every month your vacation. It's like it
Mm-hmm.
should be brought into your life every day. And it's easier said than done, trust me. I
Yep.
think we both have trouble with just keeping that into our daily routines. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's important to do those things just to keep you aligned and happy.
Yes, but thank you. No, that was a nice podcast. Definitely set our day right, and I hope this is gonna set your day out right for the people that's listening. Ashley, you want to help close us out with
Yeah,
a
girl.
closer?
So yes, I was really happy to be able. I feel like I had talked to Tai one on one for a little bit. We've had some
Yeah.
amazing guests, and we would love your feedback. Please drop us comments, DMs, and let us know how you're liking the guests. We'll be back with
Mm-hmm.
another one next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So we're excited to do that. And just before Ty gives us all of the rundown of the YouTube and all that stuff, just
Mm-hmm.
remember, like, define your own joy. Don't let anyone else define what that means to you. When you tap into who you are and do that whole live by three, koi three mantra, you truly are becoming your authentic self and living in a
Mm-hmm.
life that you deserve to live. So I truly encourage you to even do that today. Try something that defines your joy. All
Love
right,
it.
so close us out, Ty.
Yes, guys. So you can, well, make sure that you follow the YouTube page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and watch our videos. You could see us live. So we're saying hi,
Yeah.
and watch us on YouTube. You can also follow us on Series of Conversations on Instagram. And then you can follow me at Taikem, Taikem.
And then you can follow me, Ashley Michelle Miller. I'm actually dropping my website within the next week. I revamped my wardrobe website. So I'll be sending that
Nice.
out at ashleymichelle.miller.com. And then you can always, always, always follow Koi3 at KOI_THREE.
And
And
this
this
is
is Series
Series
of
of
Conversations.
Conversations.
Bye, guys.